Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new piercing reaction video. Oh my gosh, okay, so it's one of my favorite videos to do, and it's reacting to your own personal horror stories. So I have the previous video open here, and I'm gonna read through the comments and read out some of your own horror stories that you have sent in. As always, please comment down your own horror stories in this video below, and you could possibly be in the next one. Also, as I always say, if you have posted like a horror story and I've not read it out already, please feel free to repost the same story in this video, and maybe you can get into the next one. But of course, I do get thousands, so you have to obviously bear with. I can't do every single one, but don't stop trying, girls. You could get into the video. So anyway, let's go. Anyway, oh god, let's not beat around the bush here and get straight onto your own personal horror stories. I'm lucky I happen to like piercings and want more, but I too was pierced as a baby with a piercing gun in an actual doctor's office. I've had a few people say they get pierced in doctor's office before, and it was confusing to me. Like, the guy was a pediatrician, lol. I'm also lucky it must have been clean somehow because I never got infected. Now I'm 24 and they're still okay, but at least I know not to do the same thing to my kids, lol. Literally, the whole concept of going to your doctors for a piercing just seems so weird. Like, is that still a thing that happens now? So I can't remember exactly who this was. I think it was Dr. Pimple Popper, I think so. Or some kind of like dermatologist woman. She was like sewing up an old woman's ear who like had ripped through because she had like really heavy earrings. And then she like went on in the video saying, piercing guns are perfect for the ears, and like pierced her with a gun. And I was just like, what is happening? Like, why is this, like what kind of fever dream is this? So I don't know if this is like that, but I always find it weird when like doctors do ear piercings. That's weird. It makes me think of like those memes of like people that go, went to my hairdressers, they also did lip injections too, and like the lips are like all gross and swollen, and it's just, yeah. When I was about 4, my mother used a piercing gun on my ears. I was asleep when, what? I was asleep when she did it? And it was so short, I had to wake up with an ear, what, wait, what? What's happening? So you were asleep and your mum just came up to you and pierced your ear with a piercing gun. I mean, that's child abuse. Like, what? What? You're not even you're like 4 years old, so you're sort of more coherent with things. You understand more what's going on. Like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What? Triggered. I'm sure the piercing wasn't sanitized and it ended up getting infected. I've had permanent bumps there since. It's been about 14 years. Oh my God. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories in my time, but I've never heard of like a mother literally just going to a kid when they're asleep and piercing their ears with a gun. Like, what the actual hell? Like, what? Because it's been such a long time ago, I'm really intrigued to see like what your mum has said now. Like, what has she said since then? Has she said anything to you? Like, oh, I really shouldn't have done that. Like, that was a stupid thing. Like, what? I want to know what happened next. Like, what? Like, what? When I was 7, I wanted earrings because all the adult women in my life had them and I thought I was mature. Didn't we all, girl? We all thought we were more mature for our age than we were. Oh no, that's the mood. So my nana takes me to Claire's dramatic music plays. Dun, dun, dun. Triggered. The woman had no gloves and was going to use a piercing gun. When the woman pierced my ears, I snapped at her and went, ow! 3 months later, soccer season rolls in and my ears are all crusty and itchy. When the ref told me to take my earrings out, they bled and were so itchy. So my mum decided we would just let them close. 7 years later, I touch my closed holes and feel tension inside. I pressed on it and this green and white pus squirted out. What? Needed to say don't go to Claire's. 7 years later. That happened 7 years later. What? The fact that after 7 years it was like pussy and gross, like what happened? What the hell happened? Did you secretly have like the back of the earring stuck in you didn't realize? like embedded in your ear and you didn't realize? Like what happened to make that, like what was going on? What was going on, girl? I need more of the story. Why did that happen? But yes, moral of the story, don't get pierced at Claire's. So I'm about a month late on this video, but I still see it go. When I was 11, my mum let me get my earlobes pierced for the second time. We of course went to Claire's, I forgot to say, this is gonna be a Claire's themed video, isn't it? This time, the woman who did it didn't give the option of doing it at the same time, and she did one at a time. She pierced the one, then proceeded to touch it for several seconds, which hurt really bad. She didn't even mark them, and she just used my facial, what? She just used my facial features as a measurement. I mean, that's fine to a certain extent, but you do want to put like some kind of like dots on your ear and things like with the pop-up pen just so you can actually see exactly like together. Like that's just weird that you wouldn't do any, I mean, I don't know why I'm saying that, it's Claire's accessories. They're hardly gonna be like, I'm giving them too much credit. My face is asymmetrical and basically ended up with crooked piercings that hurt for nearly 2 months. Yeah, I'm not surprised this kind of stuff, like literally just like, this whole concept of not even like measuring it properly and just like going, I'm gonna pierce the and just hope for the best. No, girl. Like what? That's just stupid. It's just stupid. And the fact that she wasn't even wearing gloves, like I've seen Claire's piercings and most of them do wear gloves most of the time. So the fact they didn't wear gloves is like an extra level of reasoning why never to go to Claire's. Choo choo. When I got my daith pierced, I was told that I had a thick daith. You've got a thick daith. Can you imagine? Disgusting. Had a thick daith. It would hurt and would swell up a lot. I still wanted to get it done, so my piercer agreed to do it. While the needle was going through my ear, it bent in half. Wait, what? Wait, it bent halfway through? You bent your ear bent the needle? You really do have a strong daith. I can still remember the sound it made. The piercer had to get a new needle and did it a second time. My most painful piercing experience I've ever had, but I love it so much. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that your ear bent the needle. Like what, how did you, what, is it, have you got like a layer of metal inside already? Like a daith? I mean, I've heard of piercings and things being like slightly harder and stuff because my anti-tragus piercing was an absolute bish to get through. Like the person had to really push it. But to be so like hard that it bends the needle, like that's insane. Like actually insane. But I'm glad you like it in the end. So I got my nipples pierced a few years ago. I really loved the look of the smaller bar with just the balls on either side of the nipple. However, I didn't realize you rarely start off with that size bar because you need room to swell and heal. Yes, girl. Don't get things that are too small. Make sure the bars can accommodate swelling. Well, I'm by no means a gentle sort and was worried with the longer bar I would snag it on stuff. And wouldn't you believe it? I consistently caught my piercing on things. Shirts, bras, bracelets. I always wonder actually when it comes to this kind of stuff, like when girls have like bras and stuff and they have nipple piercings, because like bras aren't exactly like loose. Most of them are quite tight fitting. So I always wonder how that hurts like so much in the process of healing. Because you think like when I got my nipples pierced, obviously I wear quite tight fitting clothing and like even just that pushing against it a lot of the time felt very sensitive. So I wonder what it's like with an actual bra. Ouchie wouchie. But by far the worst time was when I was removing my adult shark onesie. Yes, it is as awesome as it sounds, and just kind of tossed it to the side of my room. And I was watching it fly across the room when I noticed the zipper had hooked onto my nipple piercing. No, no girl, no girl, no girl. Do you know when like guys see videos of someone getting kicked in the balls and they like grab their crotch? I'm doing that with my nipple, no girls. Luckily I grabbed a hold of it before it pulled my entire nipple off or something. Oh my God, you are so lucky. Can you imagine? I mean, I've snagged my nipple piercing a few times and I know how painful it is. The fact that you would have thrown this away because it would have like ripped it out. It would have kind of probably pulled it a lot more and then swung back round. No, no. Oh my God, the thought of that is just absolutely horrendous. I'm hyperventilating. Just a word of warning to anyone who wants to get the nipples pierced. Be careful with everything you do. You have no idea how much you catch your nipples and hit your nipples on things until you've got it pierced for something there to remind you. Door frames. I've knocked my nipple on door frames all the time. Picking things up, just washing myself. No, go, no, no, no. Horror story. I got my ears pierced when I was a baby and my mum was going to take me to a place where they would use a needle, but my nan told her guns are safer and faster and just in general better. No nan, naughty nanny, nanny wanny, naughty warty. So we went and my mum had to do something, so she asked my nan to mark where I should get it. Why is your nan marking your ear? Why isn't the piercer doing that? Nan marked it too high and they did it. My mum realized it was too high, so I got it done again. I still have 2 holes in each ear and it looks odd. I don't know why the first pair didn't heal because I never put jewelry in it. I'm stretching my ears now and you can see the other holes, but for 4 years I had to deal with people laughing at me because it looked weird. I'm really confused as to why your nan was marking your ear and not the person doing the piercing. I don't understand. Or like, did your nan do the piercing herself? Like what? I'm confused. No, because she said they did it. So like, why? I don't understand why your nan's marking your ear. Like that would never, like what? I don't understand, girl. I had my tongue pierced over a year ago and within 3 days of having it, I swallowed the bar, minus the ball. I love how you managed to swallow the bar, but not the ball. While I was eating dinner. What? You swallowed the bar, but not the ball. A year after I had it done, I do the exact same thing again, but this time both bar and balls were swallowed while I was at my friend's. I was eating chips and realized something was different. Luckily, I had my partner's first tongue bar, a really long one, and had to use that overnight and took it out during the day. I was unable to get a new bar for 2 days. 3rd time it happens, I'm taking the tongue piercing out for good. Yes, girl. Oh my God. I love that. I just think that literally, I'm glad that you're saying if you do it one more time, you're going to get rid of it. But like, your body must be like, can you stop doing this, please? What the? I wonder if it like ever feels, I mean, I guess it's not majorly like massive. I guess if it was like spiky or you had like spikes, but you would never really put that on a tongue piercing, like it'd be more uncomfortable. But I guess because it's like balls, it would just kind of pass through you without feeling uncomfortable. Hello, Roly. Hello, Emily. The horror story is not about me, but a poor girl and a child in Walmart. Me and my grandmother were shopping when we noticed the child at the jewelry section literally screaming at the top of her lungs, "No!" The father was holding her down saying, "You are getting this done." What? She looked to be about 7. The Walmart worker refused to pierce the girl's ear, thank God. Well, thank God for that, but what the hell? First we get some woman going up to a child and just piercing her in her sleep, and then we get some father like holding a child down, going, "You're forcing her to get a piercing." What? I don't understand why a parent would even want to do that. Like, why would you want to do that? It's literally like getting your pet and going, "I'm gonna tattoo something on my pet." Like, what? Like, why would you do? Your children are not f***ing toys. That's completely horrendous. That's completely horrendous. Thank God the person didn't pierce her, because, you know, there would have been some places that would have been like, "I'll do it anyway." Like, that's stupid. But thank God the piercer didn't do that. Right, you know, although I don't agree with Walmart piercings, at least they did something right. So when I was 13, I decided to stretch my ear. I had been thinking about it for a while, but never took the time to research anything about it. That's a good start, isn't it? So I went to Walmart. I got an 8-gauge acrylic taper, and for a second then I was like, "You got your ear stretched at Walmart." I was like, since when did they do stretching? I was about to literally have a heart attack for a second, my heart stopped. So I'm like spitting everywhere, just call me, you know, Brita Filter. So I got an 8-gauge acrylic taper and sat in my bedroom for a good 2 hours trying to stretch my ears. Wait a minute, what did you have before? You're going to an 8-gauge, like what did you have in there before? Because that's quite large, isn't it? Because the lower the number in gauge, because we do millimeters here in England, so like the lower the gauge number, the bigger it is. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So what did you start off with? Because what? Mind you, my ear was a regular ear gauge. Oh, here we go. So about 22 gauge. Through blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of pain, it went through. I'm so surprised your ear didn't like blow out. Well, you might have. My ear was throbbing for days. I thought nothing of it until my ear was so swollen and infected that the lymph nodes in my neck started to swell. What the hell is that? What's that? I don't know what that is. Is that the veins? I don't know. But the fact that your ear was swelling, the fact that something was happening to your neck with your ear, no. I finally took them out, and the pain of them coming out was 10 times worse. I'm not surprised. My ears eventually went back to normal size after doing a lot of research. You are very lucky. First of all, to go from nothing to that is a lot. And then for you to have it in for a few days, and after all the pain and how bad it got, for you then to take them out and your ears to go back to normal, you are very, very lucky. So whatever you did online and research to get it back to normal, you know, good to them for helping you, because I'd have no idea how to help you in that situation. Literally no idea. So I'm well and truly on the trigger train, choo-choo, speeding across the railway, about to crash off a cliff and plunge to my death. Goodbye, everybody. This has been a lot, girl. I love doing these. As always, guys, comment down below your own horror story, and you can repost your own story that I haven't like read out before, because that's fine, and I'm happy maybe do it in the next one. Make sure you come follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff is. I'm almost on 100,000 on Instagram, so come follow me on Instagram. Let's get to 100,000. I love doing these videos. Thank you everyone who just submits stories. It's so much fun. I love you all, guys. Like button, again, all that stuff is down below. Hope you're staying safe in this weird time. I haven't left the house in so long. I'm slowly going insane, but be fabulous, be amazing, be gay, be everything you want to be. And don't let any bitch out there tell you that you can't be you. Why is that? Because you are flawless.